Turkey leftovers, pro or con? Stop conversation, dead.
Bro.
Bro? I know it's not the lonely ones, Rhonda, but we try here. Season 4 theme by Roger Pleasant. Triple Chin by Butterball. Okay, we'll stop there. God damn it. Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, celebrity interviews, and anything else we can fill the half hour with. My guest today hails from lovely and scenic Batavia, New York. This year he won Best Actor at the 2017 Halloween Short Film Festival. He's appeared in the films Lonely Bananas, On the Level, The Wait, Past Hauntings, The Prophet's Son, and The Agents. He also appeared on the television program True Crimes, and he's been a runway model. Joining me in the co-host hot seat is writer, actor, producer, director, F.A.M.E Festival organizer, and Beaver Alley Studios founder, Rhonda Parker. Welcome, Brad and Rhonda. Good to have you both here. I don't know where to start with you two. How did you two meet? It's Brad, are you Brad Pitt to her David Fincher?
Yes. I don't know what that means. But well,
her muse, her on-screen muse.
Oh, I suppose so.
The Everyman?
Yeah. Well, I sent her an email. She was doing a film, Friends Don't Let Friends Date Friends, and I saw it. They were looking for some small speaking parts, and I'm like, yeah, not doing anything that weekend. So I sent her an email, and we started talking, and I showed up, and it was really the fact that I showed up that I got into the movie.
Oh, yeah. Showing up is important.
That's when the magic began.
Yeah. We were actually looking for young, hot guys, and Brad showed up, and we're like, yeah, close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll do.
Jason John Beebe was busy? No?
Yeah. Very.
Let's roll into our questions. Are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready, yeah.
Okay. How much jail time did you serve for stealing every scene as Olive Loaf Lothario Arnold Palmer in Lonely Bananas?
Well, first of all, I couldn't say olive loaf. I kept saying pimento loaves, and they kept stopping me and yelling at me about that. But anyways, no, I didn't serve any jail time.
Petty larceny? You got off with a warning?
I did. I got off with a good sized warning for doing that.
Nice pat down.
Right.
Courtesy of my character.
She was the cop. So
Officer Bookham?
I did get pinned up against the wall. So that was so real. That's so real.
That movie is an instant classic. You ran away with it. It was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Kudos all around to everyone involved, especially Mark, including Mark in the background. Can you give us a wave from the back, Mark? Nothing. We see you. You were also outstanding. Follow-up question. Did you draw your strength from the jacket, the stash, or the suspenders?
Oh, the stash, absolutely. That's where the core power of Arnold Palmer came from. It's funny, it's Lonely Bananas was only supposed to be a one-day shoot. So I grew this ridiculous mustache thinking it was only going to be for one day. Lo and behold, well, we're turning it into a feature film. You got to rock this thing for 2 months. So that was horrible.
That's easier in public than a Hitler stash, right?
I suppose, yeah. But it was awful at work. My boss at work loved it. He loved it. I hated it, but it was.
And what'd you tell me when we had the mustache meltdown about how I can't have this thing on my face for 2 months?
Pretty much.
I can't get any girls, and I'm like,
Did I say that?
That's not the reason. Yeah, you did.
Oh, wow. That's not the reason. Tough love?
I don't know. But it was, I don't know, it was fun. Interesting enough, though, I was doing a film earlier this year with Jess Bell, who's also in Lonely Bananas. She's the girl that I end up, the date works out at the end with her.
The one who was on Rumspringer, right?
No.
No? Not the Amish girl?
No, she was the
The nun.
The nun.
Okay.
The naughty nun.
Yes.
And so we're doing a film together earlier this year, and we started talking about like an Arnold Palmer spin-off. And I meant to bring this up to you, Rhonda. Like an Arnold Palmer Christmas, we thought, where we follow this girl who has a bet with her friends that she can't date this guy. She just can't be with a guy for more than a couple months. She always breaks up with a guy, and so they're like, oh, I bet you can't commit yourself to like the next guy who hits on you. Mm-hmm. And she goes to sit to the bar, and of course she sits right next to Arnold Palmer, who then starts hitting on her, and via the bet she has to start dating Arnold Palmer. Right around Christmas time, he brings her home, and you get to meet Arnold Palmer's family. Wow. How amazing would that be?
Is it a clump scenario? Like a Nutty Professor scenario where they're all... No?
No, I wouldn't want to play all of them. Jess Bell wanted to play the mom, who we came up with the name Nylon Palmer.
Would you greenlight that, Rhonda?
I think it sounds brilliant.
I think it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Beaver Alley Studios would back that.
Yes, definitely.
With their full support.
Yes, and our $10.
I'll throw in 10.
Terry Kimmel will back it with, I don't know what he'd back it with. Anyways. Has enough time passed that we can talk about the agents, and are the complicated legalities behind it delaying any or all of your points on the back end, or related merchandising tie-ins and product placement payouts?
Wow. This is such like official questions. Yes, I believe we can talk about the agents as much as I can talk about it. And there is a lot of legality in this movie with who owns it, and someone owns it. There is a rightful owner. I know who that person is, who has all the documents showing that he owns it. And there is another person who physically has the film in his possession, who is not allowed to release the film without getting sued. What's going on inside this person's mind, who knows? Why? Yeah, and it's a great movie. I mean, the film. So this film, we filmed it, and we had to refilm the whole thing under a different director. Said director now owns.
You did the movie twice.
We did the movie twice, absolutely.
Your publicist did caution me against speaking about this, but I had to ask.
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about it anyways. Where was I? So, we had to film the movie twice under a different director. The guy came in. He was seemingly a good guy. Seemed to be a nice guy. Said, I'll refilm the whole thing. Sort of re-energized us all into doing the whole thing over again with better equipment. He did have better equipment. Kind of rallied us all together, and we refilmed this whole thing. He threw in some extra characters and some different story arcs. Made a better film. But the film didn't belong to him. It belonged to, I'll say his name, Ty. It belonged to my friend Ty, who wrote and originally directed to it. The film is now in the possession of this other person who does not have any legal right to release the film as his. So, sort of up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping it can get sorted out. I'm hoping he does the right thing and just gives the film back so it can be released, and it'll be a big film if it ever can come out.
This reminds me of the Spider-Man fiasco with Sony Pictures. Is it exactly like that?
Yes, because multiple times I crawled up on the wall in this movie and spit webs. Nothing came out, but I tried really hard.
My ex-wife had the same claims.
Won't they all?
This one is for Rhonda. Rhonda?
Okay. I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Is it true that your next rumored project is a stop-motion visual effects epic reimagining of the world of H.R. Pufnstuf with flying grotesque Terry Kimmel in the titular role?
All right, who leaked that? You want to talk about a lawsuit right there? How did that get out?
TMZ.
Oh, my God. Yeah, absolutely.
That son of a bitch has absconded with your camera yet again?
Yes, he has. He's going to make another project that will never see the light of day, like so many other fine filmmakers in the area.
Wow. Throwing out the hits.
Yeah.
She, fearless, that Rhonda Parker. She's fearless. I have to thank you, too, for the advanced screener. Blu-ray copy of Message in a Bottle. with the cover art by the beloved Terry Kimmel. Message in a bottle available to purchase for the holidays when?
By the holidays, hopefully by Christmas, if they stop by my house, they'll be able to shake us down for a DVD, which will look more like this, like it's been through the war. There you go. Woohoo.
Brad was not in that movie.
Yeah, I know. Nobody wants to see this. Brad's not in it.
I'll watch it if I'm not in it.
Yeah.
Audience response, how could I fuck up that phrase, was through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
At all the screeners that you had.
Yeah, they were pretty much enthralled. I mean, it's a very powerful movie,
Would you call it a taut psychological thriller?
I would not call it a psychological thriller. It's a drama, adventure. There's comedic elements, throughout, but it's really, yeah, it's a lot like Stand By Me, only darker.
A heartwarming triumph of the human spirit with a twist?
Oh, yeah, sure. We can take that.
And back to Brad. Brad?
Hi.
You cite actor James Dean as a strong influence on your method. How about your defensive driving skills?
Wow. Took me a minute to get that. Yeah, James Dean was monumental in my acting process. So earlier in my career, we call it, I get a script, I'd read through it, and I would memorize every detail, and I would be very meticulous with how I wanted to say it, how I wanted to react to the other lines, almost to the point where I'd memorize the other people's lines. I'd memorize everything, and I was very robotic, I guess. But I started getting into older film as I started to feel like I wanted to actually pursue this for real. I started to watch the Turner Classic Movie Channel a lot, and I started watching Humphrey Bogart movies. I love Humphrey Bogart. And then I started watching some James Dean movies, and I saw East of Eden, which was his first movie. And that movie changed the entire way. His performance changed my entire thought process.
It made you pivot.
Yeah, from that movie on, I stopped really reading scripts. I read scripts once through, and then from that, I use emotion from that one. I make sure I know what my lines are, obviously, but
and that they're meeting your salary requirements.
Absolutely, that's non-negotiable. But I react in a less robotic way, and it's a different take every time. Whatever line somebody feeds me, I just react to it the way that comes out. Whatever comes out, comes out.
You're a man who lives in the moment.
Absolutely. I guess less. It's less method acting, I suppose. As soon as the camera goes off, I turn it off, and then it comes back on, and I just whatever emotion I'm feeling comes out, just in that moment. So and ever since I saw East of Eden, James Dean just blew me away. Just what he did, I almost try to emulate him, I guess.
There was a quiet intensity too to your role in past Hauntings, which is the bonus clip for this episode, 45.1. There's a animal magnetism to your performance there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, I just did that over Halloween for a competition. I won Best Actor, which was pretty awesome. I get a trophy. So that was fun. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of dialogue in that film. A lot of it was expressions and just trying to make you as the audience feel what I'm feeling through just my facial expressions and just a little bit of backstory of the character. So hopefully people enjoy what we did.
It's top notch.
Yeah, and I gotta credit Adam for directing it.
Adam Steigert?
No.
Dixon.
Adam Dixon. Yes.
Whoa, he directed it?
Yeah, he directed it.
Yeah.
Just as a sidebar, Rhonda is a player who knows everyone in the local scene. She has been instrumental to the show over the years.
Yeah. Adam Dixon was the lead in Friendsville and Friends Date Friends.
Oh, yeah.
He used it as a springboard to strike off on his own path.
Yeah, I think he went back to school kind of to learn the behind the film, behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was the first movie he was in that actually came out. So he had not seen himself on film before that. And so I think that was kind of impactful for him, just made him want to do more. But, he was definitely, he's a very talented young man. I mean, he has some untapped potential. I want to get a hold of him and see some different sides to him as well.
That contradicts what you were saying before the show started taping, but we'll go with that. Mr. Senior Spiotta, how long will it be before your cover stint on Teen Beat magazine? And would you describe your eyes as smoldering or piercing?
Give it 3 years and piercing.
3 years and piercing. That's
Yes.
a very specific answer, and I thank you for that. Is it true that you participate in historically accurate Captain America Civil War reenactments? And can we all finally admit that DC has epically failed at the box office by comparison?
I admit that every day.
It's soul-crushing for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see their movies do better, but whatever. I'm a Marvel guy.
We will
If-
agree to disagree.
If there were Captain America reenactments, I would be there every day. I love Captain America.
You would commit to that.
Yes.
Now, is there a stigma associated with appearing in Christian productions like Prophet's Son, or is it more like stigmata? You see what I did there? Did you catch that, Ron?
I almost want to say yes.
Yes.
It was the same thing with Christian music, which has been around for a lot longer than Christian movies.
Amy Grant survived. There's that.
But do you know 10th Avenue North?
No.
Nobody does. They're my favorite band.
Did they pay you for the product placement?
No, this one's for free.
Wow.
Because
Giving it away for
they're
free.
my favorite. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great bands out there. I guess I say yes, but I could also say no, because there's a lot of other great bands like Skillet and Thousand Foot Crutch, Under Oath, who have sort of branched out. People know that they're Christian, but they listen to them anyways. So I feel like with Christian film, it's really just like with any other film. You're gonna get the good ones, and you get the bad ones. I've seen some really crappy films out there. And it's I've seen some really good ones. It just depends on the level of talent with the filmmaker and the actors.
It was an experience. You had it, and you have done so much more since then.
Absolutely.
Prophet's Son. Rhonda, would you like to? Do you have anything to interject there?
Well, I think that Christian films, there's definitely a market for them. When you start getting more genre specific, then you do have a built-in audience. So they actually tend to be profitable, and therefore there's more money behind them. And so there's a lot more they have the potential to do.
What would you have done with a $2 million budget? Not to dwell on this, but just throwing that out there.
Well, they certainly had their stunts, so they did a lot of good things with that. I mean, to me, I'm always story focused, so it would be nice to have the money to build up, do the things that they did do in that movie, which was the stunts and that sort of thing. They did that well, so and have like real cop cars and cool things like that you can't really afford on the $20 that I make a movie with.
Thinking of your entourage throughout all of your hit movies, Rhonda, I would like to see you do a mind-roasting 3.5-hour P.T. Anderson-esque epic with all of your characters.
I'm gonna have to research what all those words mean, but okay.
P.T. Anderson? No one? Anyone? No?
I was just
Magnolia?
I knew.
Boogie Nights? No? Okay, fair enough.
Heard of Boogie Nights.
Brad?
Hi.
Hi. After being in a number... This is multiple choice.
Oh, good.
After being in a number of fashion shows, are you too sexy for A, Milan, B, New York, C, Japan, or D, all three?
Well, I can't say D, all three, because I really want to go to Japan one day. So
You've been on the catwalk.
I have a couple of times. Nothing huge, just Shea's Theater, but
That's a pretty big deal. She's a big deal. Come on,
yes,
you're downplaying
I
it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. A. I don't know what A was.
Milan. From
Sure.
the hit song "I'm Too Sexy." Anyone? These references are falling flat today. They're dying a horrible death.
I know. I know
Mark,
that
can you
song.
help me out back there? No? Okay.
Mark's the music guy. He knows.
He is the music man. He makes the songs, in addition to the lonely ones. I'm dying here. This is a question for both of you. Did either of you, who would like to field this first?
I don't care. I will.
Did either of you anticipate the initial backlash from the Undead Anti-Defamation League after the release of A Very Zombie Christmas?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
My legal team was all over that.
The Zombie Anti-Defamation League?
Yeah. Yeah, they think, but I like to say that I think we were just showing another side to zombies. You know, we weren't really, defaming them. You know.
They felt that Brad's portrayal was hurtful and
Uncalled
stereotypical.
They can suck it.
Whoa.
Wow. Brad,
Yes.
are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Jason John BB fan club? Batavia chapter.
Yeah, sure. He's a good guy. I like him. Yeah, we've worked together. Yes, I would say I'm a member of the fan club.
You've encountered each other frequently on sets?
I would say a couple of times. I wouldn't say frequently, but we've definitely worked together 2 or 3 times. And he's a good guy. I like him.
It's not what you said before the show. Rhonda, what are you working on right now? You got to have something in the pipeline. What
Yeah.
projects?
I'm working on these guns. That's what I'm working on. Yeah. I have a psychological thriller that I'm working on the script for. It's called Lifeboat. I'm just going to do something completely different than we've ever done before, but we're going to need some of that money that they're throwing around. I think we might if we make it a Christian film, we might have a shot. But yeah.
Christian psychological thriller?
Well, I do have elements of religion and good and evil, that sort of thing, in all of my films. So, if you just put a little tweak on it, then, yeah, it could appeal to that audience.
You could do a murder mystery with Abraham from the Old Testament. No, nothing. Dead silence.
get
Old
it.
Testament?
I get
You
it.
got it.
I get it.
So, one joke landed. 23 minutes in and one joke landed. Jeez. Painful. What do you have in the pipeline right now, Brad?
I'm actually writing a movie with my cousin's boyfriend, who is a way better writer than I thought he was.
Collaborating?
We're collaborating. It's sort of my idea, but I'm a horrible writer. So he's sort of taking the helm in the physical writing part, and he's adding in all this detail. So it's a horror movie. You get your basic setup. I don't want to give too much. I don't really give anything away, but it's kind of like your basic setup where college kids are having a Halloween party, and then there's a monster creature person who starts killing them all. There's a really amazing twist that I love. I've told a couple of people about it. I obviously am not going to tell the twist, but we're writing it now, and he's adding in all this detail that I never expected. I'm super impressed with what he's delivering. My ideas he's taking and just creating this script. I'm super impressed with it, and I can't wait until we have a full script. I've got a couple of people who said they were on board already, just based off of the twist I told them, and I'm super excited about that.
Is it an anti-hero who redeems himself?
No.
Is it a flawed protagonist?
Yes.
Is it the Loch Ness Monster?
Warmer.
We'll leave it at there. Is every other person in Western New York part of the Superhero Alliance of Western New York? Is it possible that I'm targeting all of them? And didn't you remark after a Bison's game that your rendition of the Joker made Brian the House Platters pathetic?
What?
I'm trying to figure out the timeline between Jokers here. You were part of the Superhero Alliance, correct?
Oh, the other guy, yeah.
The shorter guy.
The other shorter Joker. Yeah, okay, I've met him a couple of times. I don't know who's better. I don't do the Joker anymore. I did originally. I helped found that group. I thought it was a great cause. We did a lot.
You
of
helped found it.
Yeah, I was there from the very beginning when Brian Patrick Stoyle wanted to put together a group of superheroes to help save Skateland in Lockport, and we raised I think around $600 that day, just with the superheroes there, and then from that formed this group. So I was there right from the beginning. I'm watching myself.
That's some interesting history on the group.
Yeah.
And they go to hospitals, they go to the baseball games and what have you.
Yeah, and I don't really work with them anymore. There's been...
You're too big of a deal now, is that what you're saying?
Well, no.
Between the lines?
From what I've heard is that there's been some political disagreements, there's been some controversies, and just people... I think I got out at a good time, let's just say.
Not unlike a civil war? Divided factions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rhonda, let's talk a little bit about the F.A.M.E Festival, too. I didn't get to go this year. You're going into your third year now.
We are. 3 times should be the charm, I'm hoping.
Are you exhausting yourself? It sounds like you're constantly working on it in the summer and leading up to the event itself.
Yeah, I spend at least 3 months of my time just getting ready for it because it's more than a film festival. We have the whole music element, the art element, and pretty much I put on the entire thing myself. And Mark helps for like about the last week or with some technical stuff along the way.
He pitches in a little bit. He's not like a dead albatross.
No, he's a living albatross.
And that's artists, musicians, that's films. And that's centered out of Batavia, is it not?
Yes, at Genesee Community College, where I went and got my degrees in law. So if they need me on the agents to like mediate, I can help with that.
Maybe.
And are you at that, Brad? Are you at the helm of this film that you're working on? Would you like to direct this film?
Oh no, I don't want to direct. I'd rather star. So when I found a director, I would not give it, but I would let this person take over and just help out. And then, because I don't want to, that's the way I want to say it. Like, if I want to star, I don't want to also...
Spread yourself too thin.
No, but also dictate too much. I don't want to make it all about me.
You're not the kind of guy who's submitting notes and suggestions every day on the set?
No, I mean, I would have my little nudges, of course, and everyone does, but...
Brad's easy to work with.
Yeah, I would be real chill
compared to the other divas in the area.
As long as
unlike you were saying Michael O'Hare, correct?
I love Michael. He's my favorite, except for Brad.
As long as like the integrity of the script was still there,
And by integrity, you mean the vision?
Yeah.
Would you describe this as a passion project?
No. This is something for fun that I thought was really cool when the idea came popping into my head. I thought it was just really cool, and I wanted to do it. And then I found out, it's funny, my cousin texted me one day, and she's like, hey, you and Jake should write a movie together. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. We should. So, and this was the most fresh in my head. I'm like, hey, this is the one I pitched to him, and we've been working on it. I
would lock in those rights from the jump, based on previous experience.
Yeah. I think once it's a full script, I'll look into that and get it patented.
Well, we are at an end of our program. Is there anything anyone would like to plug? Rhonda, do you have any last-minute questions for Brad?
Not that are appropriate for mixed company.
You can buy all of Rhonda's fantastic films at
BeaverAlleyStudios.com.
And you can check out Brad's Facebook fan page, Brad Spiotta, Spiotta. Any other plugs, Brad?
10th Avenue North.
10th Avenue North. There it is. And the Lonely Ones. Let's not forget the Lonely Ones, right? I love you all. Happy zombie holidays. We'll see you in a month.